Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, teacher?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
What is your name?
My name is Ahmed.
Ahmed. Nice to meet
Yep.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Me too.
Where are you? Where do you live?
I live in Amman. It is the capital city of Jordan.
Wow, great. And Hussein, you're here too?
Hello, Maureen.
Hi, Hussein.
Maureen.
I'll help you with
I'm
my
sorry.
name. I'll help
Yeah,
you with it's
I, ca-
difficult.
yeah, it's very difficult for me. I don't know. I'm sorry if I say it wrong.
That's
Maureen, right? Ma,
it's I'll help you with it. Okay, so it's like the
yeah,
word more, like I want
more,
more.
more.
In.
Yeah, Maureen,
Exactly. That's perfect.
Maureen. Okay,
Maureen.
Maureen.
Yes.
Yeah. How
Okay.
how are you, Maureen?
I'm well. I just got home from my other job. I teach in a university here, and we just finished our last day of classes, so we're
Yeah,
completely done.
yeah. I know that because we are finishing. I'm finishing my
Yeah,
semester
semester.
right now. Semester, yeah, here, and I know. Uh,
Yes, we are finishing our semester. Today was the last day of teaching, and next week my students will present their final projects. So that will be the last
uh,
day of class.
yeah.
Um, okay, so I think we should wait for maybe wait for a couple of students to get here before I start today. But there is a worksheet that we're going to be looking at. So let me find that for you and I'll put it in the chat box so that you can take a look at what we're going to do today. Okay? So here is the website that has the PDF of our topic today, which is predicting the future. Okay, so if you want to click on that link, you'll find the page that we'll be looking at today. Okay, so what time is
Yeah.
it where you are, saying? You're in Turkey, correct?
Yes, it's right, and right now it's 11 p.m.
Okay, so
11 p.m.
almost time for
Yeah,
bed. And Ahmed, are you
yeah.
also in that same time zone?
Yep.
I think
And
it's same.
yeah.
Yes,
Jordan. Yeah,
you guys are much closer together.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so Ahmed, did you get the worksheet for today?
Yeah. 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 I get it. I get it.
Okay, so I'm going to get started and the others can join in. So first we're going to do a quick review of the future tenses. So it's very common in English to use the future, to use different constructions for describing the future based on whether or not something is happening in the immediate future or something's happening in a long time, okay? Not the immediate future. So in the immediate future, it's very easy to use the progressive tense, such as I am going to work tomorrow, okay? But when we're talking about predictions that are a long way off, we can use two main constructions. So I'm going to go to the screen share and I'll open up my presentation, okay? Okay, so now you should be able to see that.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, and we have a new student with us. Hello,
Hello,
welcome.
hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Jesus.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Are you from yesterday?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
nice
the
to see you
camera.
again.
I'm in the
Yeah,
camera.
nice to
Now
see you
you,
again.
now you recognize me.
Yes, I do. Yes, that's right. And we have Raphael.
Yes, hi. How are you?
Hi. Good, good. Nice to see you. So we are just going over a short presentation to review future prediction tenses we're going to be using today, okay? So can everyone see on the screen my, my presentation? It's a blue card.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can see.
Okay. So we have two constructions that we would normally use for using the past simple, sorry, not the past, the future simple tense, okay? So we're talking about things in the future. We use either the auxiliary verb will plus the verb. So will plus verb, okay? That's the first way we're going to use this construction. So for example, I will be visiting my friends in Germany this summer. Or you can say, I will visit my friends in Germany this summer, okay?
Okay.
Next, we have the second type of construction, to be. So you have to conjugate to be, and then going to, and then your verb, okay? So this is often used, as I said before, for the immediate future, such as I am going to work tomorrow. But you can also use it to talk about things that you've already made plans for. So, for example, I am going to visit friends in Germany, okay? And what's tricky about these tenses is that it's not usually very clear when to use will plus the verb and when to use to be going to and then a verb, okay? So does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
so I'm going to turn off the screen share for now and go back to me. So basically, we're going to be practicing these two tenses today. And for those of you who've just joined us, we have a worksheet, and you can see in the chat box that worksheet, okay? So please click on that link, and it'll take you to our different topics we're going to discuss for our future predictions, okay? So let's start with the first one. I'll turn the screen share back on, and we will go to the first topic.
Excuse me, teacher. Did you put the link in Google Chat? Oh.
No, it's in it's in the Google Plus chat. But if you want,
I see
I'll send it. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was a delay.
Yes. Is everyone on the page that says the future of 2035?
Yeah.
Okay, so how old will you be in 2035? Let's see. That is going to be 21 years from now. So 21 years from now, I will be 48. That's shocking. Okay, so let's take a look at the topics. So we have transport. That means all the different ways you can get around, such as your car, your bicycle, maybe the train, a plane, or even boats. What kinds of things will be different about transport in 2035? We're also going to talk about energy. And so that doesn't just mean our energy like what we can do, but what we do with our sources of energy. So this is a big topic. Like, how will we power our factories? How will we power our homes? How will we produce this energy? Okay. Next we have work. What kind of work will we do? One thing that might change is how much we work from home on our computer. That's already changing. Just look at us now. And we have money. How will money be different? How will languages be different? Perhaps everyone will learn several foreign languages over the internet, like you guys are. How will culture be different? How will global politics be different? And how will the internet/technology be different? Okay? So, since we're just guessing, you want to use phrases like I think, or I believe, or I feel, and then we're going to practice using those constructions that we went over in this presentation. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, who's ready to get started? Everyone? I hope so.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yes. Ahmed, you're ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could please tell me you can choose which construction you're going to use and tell me about, let's start with the thing I think is most interesting, languages. How do you think languages will be different in 2035?
Well, it is hard to expect, but I think that they will have more words than we have now,
Very
and
good.
also we will there will be some words not common
Okay, so
because people not used more often like these days.
that's true. I think you're definitely right. That's how languages evolve. We use certain words and they become more common as people begin to say them more and more, and other words fall out of use. That's a good phrase for you guys to learn. To fall out of use means that something is no longer commonly used or we don't need it anymore. So a good example would be people always used to use typewriters to type up any work that they wanted written. But now we have computers, so typewriters have fallen out of use. Okay, very good, Ahmed. So do you think that more people will speak more languages?
Well, in my opinion, I think we will have more people speak. Will have more people will speak more languages because nowadays we have new modern technologies
Mm-hmm.
let learn languages
Mm-hmm.
more cheaper than before.
That
People
is true.
before people before uh, should afford uh, cost to travel to the countries which which spoke the language which they want to learn.
Mm-hmm. So before,
No one can expect what will happen in the future. What will
mm-hmm.
happen in the future? Maybe there many inventors, technologies
Mm-hmm.
coming and come to us and let the learn a new language more easier than these days.
That is very true. Does anyone else agree with Ahmed that we will speak more languages in the future?
Yeah, I agree. I agree
You
with
agree?
Ahmed because I think now language.
Hussein, your sound has been cutting out. It comes in and out. So
I'm so. Can you hear me right now? Maybe. Uh,
it goes in and out, but I can hear you now. Okay, yeah,
I
try
can
refreshing.
refresh
I think
maybe.
so.
Uh,
Yes. In fact, as someone who loves to learn a foreign language and also who likes to teach English, I've noticed that there are so many more resources that are not just available on the internet, they're very inexpensive. So
Mhm.
there's lots of great ways to learn English grammar, but the real way to learn is to speak. So you guys are doing it the right way. Oh, we have a new student. Hello. Hello?
Hello,
Hi there. What's your name?
my name is Saad.
Saad?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you. I'm Maureen.
nice to meet you.
We are talking about the future, okay? So
Yeah.
check the link in the group chat for the page where we're discussing future predictions, okay?
Okay,
And where are you from, Saad?
I'm from Iraq.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so let's get back to the PDF. So we've talked about languages. How about, it's kind of related, but we're talking about the internet and technology. So what will be different with the internet and technology? What are we going to do about the internet and technology? So let's hear from Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Sorry, my teacher, I can't find this link. Yes, yes.
you can't find the link?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. So take a look, and we can go back to the presentation. Let me do the screen share again. Here you go. So you can see you want to use either the auxiliary verb will
Yeah.
plus a verb, or you can say to be, going to, and then the verb. So conjugate that. It makes more sense to use will and the verb when you're talking about something many, many, many years from now. For example, my opinion is that in 2035, we will have incredibly smart smartphones like our iPhone, but they will all track things like our heartbeats and our brain waves and our blood pressure, so that we will know if something changes in our bodies. For example, I think our technology will be good enough to tell when someone has an injury like appendicitis or if they get cancer. I bet you'll get an alert on your cell phone telling you, please go to the doctor, you have cancer.
Actually, this will happen next year, I think so. The health is the next big business in the smartphone. Apple is going to move to take the health. They will include cardiac tracking, a lot of things like that. I
Okay,
think
so
in 2 years we will have
in 2
some.
years, we will have that. Yeah, I can't even imagine what we will have in more than 2 years, because I think things will be so different.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think will happen in 2035 with technology?
For
Jesus?
language or in technology in general?
For technology. But it could be for language. You can answer both.
Yeah. In general, I think the technology will be. It is involving in new years of artificial intelligence. I think this field will rule all the technology in 20 years. We will have autonomous robots. We will have autonomous translator. You don't need to learn English. You will speak Spanish. The smartphone will translate to English. All the people can communicate only with a phone. I will have robotics to help people. I will have system who can help predicting if you will have a heart attack or something like that. I think the core most important topic in 20 years will be the data analysis and artificial intelligence robotics applicators for help to the humanity.
Wow. So you think it will be all about artificial intelligence. So will we have robots who look like humans, who think like humans?
Well, could be looks things. This is a interesting topic. It's really complicated to have emulate all the feelings to the human have, but also the feelings are we don't need the robot have lop or something like that. We need the robot take care of or clean the something.
Oh, okay. So a lot of people think we'll have robots who can take care of, for example, the elderly. So older people who can't live alone, they will be taken care of by robots. Maybe those robots won't look like humans, but they will be able to clean the house. They will be able to cook dinner. They will give the person, the elderly person, their medicine. Do you think that will happen?
It's happened. It's happened. Now in Japan and some part investigation, we have they have prototype. Now we have prototype.
So what will happen in 2035? How will they be different?
They will be normal.
It will be normal.
They will a lot of people will be have these robotics in his house. A lot of people will be have the robotics inside his car, driving autonomous. I think will be normal things.
Ahmed says, interesting, I will buy one of them. Yeah, so will I. Jesus, remember that when you say will and the verb, you don't have to say be. So you can just say they will invent robots. They will, you can say they will be in everyone's home. That's fine. But just, I noticed you add in be when it doesn't need to be there. So look out for that. And okay, so let's move on to another topic, but maybe we can come up with something that will be different that isn't already happening in Japan. Okay, so back to our predictor square. Okay, what about money? That's an interesting one. How will money be different when it's the year 2035? One thing I think is that we might have more of a world currency. Like maybe we will have something that we can trade easily in any part of the world. And some people think that we'll have an internet currency like Bitcoin. That everyone will use Bitcoin. But I don't know if I think everyone is going to agree to use Bitcoin. What do you think? Either one of you guys. What do you think?
In my opinion, I think it will be hard to use internet like Bitcoin coins, which like the source from the internet.
Why is that? Yeah.
There is many reasons because like we know like every day there is more attack. They try to steal this money.
They try to steal the money?
Yeah, try to steal. Try to steal this money from the accounts of people.
Yes.
And every day there is we have more development attacks. And
so I think more attacks are developing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
More attacks are developing. And I think we don't have control, how to control and how to monitor.
Yes.
To monitor these attacks and prevent.
No, that's so true. We don't have any way to monitor the money because even though most of us don't keep our money under our bed, we still know that we could go to a bank and we can take out $1,000 and we'll have, well, I would take out $1,000 and I can use that money because it's tangible. That might be a new word for you. Tangible means something you can hold in your hand and you know that it's real. So when we don't have tangible money, how can we prevent someone from stealing it?
Yep.
But some people think that we have to have some way to transfer money between countries. So how will we do that in the future? Maybe we will have international banks over the internet that allow us to transfer our funds.
Till now, like we have through internet, there is like I think new companies or same like Bible, or we can transfer to other people who have account through internet some money to their currency.
Really?
And, one time I tried to use this transfer, but not money. I tried to buy something and transfer to other person, but I saw in Bible there is some options to transfer somebody, but in small amount, not unlimited amount.
Yes, that's the trouble, because if we start transferring money in these large amounts, then people could transfer their money to a country that doesn't have high taxes.
Yep.
Like people who hide their money in the Bahamas. So that's very common. So what will they do to prevent that?
Well, in my opinion, I think the government should follow new invoice ways to monitor the money transfer, and also maybe they put some tasks about transfer monies, maybe, or they can also not put task about transfer, but put task about what people buy or sell.
Oh, yes.
Things. Maybe in this way we can, the government can get task from like real transactions, like depend on what people they want.
So the taxes would come from the transaction?
Transaction about what people sells, or transaction about what people will buy.
Oh, okay. Well, I think the only thing we have for that now is something like PayPal. Have you used PayPal before?
PayPal, yeah. This is like you can buy it, or this is like, as I understood, this is like a website through internet. You can buy or transfer money. I'm not sure. Is it
You can transfer money to your PayPal, and you can use your PayPal to buy things on the internet without being charged extra on top of the price. But what I used it for, because I lived abroad, I taught English in Spain, and I got paid by the Spanish government because I worked for the government, so they would pay my Spanish bank account. I transferred it to my Spanish PayPal account, and then from my Spanish PayPal account, I could transfer it to my American PayPal account without getting any fees. So it didn't cost me any money to transfer my own money from one country's PayPal to another. It was a complicated process, and I think in the future we will have easier ways to transfer money between countries. And we will have easier ways to buy things in other countries.
Yeah, interesting.
So we have someone new. Alexandra, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Alexandra, or simply Sasha.
Sasha, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And where are you from, Sasha?
Russian, I'm Russian.
Oh, okay. And what part of Russia?
Northern part.
Oh, okay. So it probably is pretty cold there.
Exactly.
Yes, okay. Well, I'm Maureen, and we're talking about predicting the future today. So you can see on the screen that I shared the different topics. So we've already talked about languages in the future. We are talking about in the year 2035, okay? So why don't you go ahead and pick our next topic and decide what you think will happen with that topic in the future. We've talked about languages, the internet, and money. So choose one of the other topics and then tell us what you think will happen.
That's pretty tricky.
Okay. Do you want me to help you start?
Okay, help me out.
Okay, so how about let's go with global politics, okay? This is an interesting topic because we're all from different countries. So we might have different perspectives based on where we come from. So in my opinion, I think in the year 2035, global politics will look very different. I think that my government, the United States, will stop trying to interfere so much in other countries because it hasn't gone very well for us lately. And I think that we will have a more global world, and perhaps in the year 2035, we will no longer have defined countries. We will just have regions. So I might still live in California, but California won't be a separate state or even a separate country. We'll just be all part of a global economy. And therefore, we'll have to have a global political system. So, Sasha, do you feel that is something you can answer now? What will happen in 2035 for global politics?
As for global politics, I think maybe the boundaries will become less identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like we are already experiencing the can I say the fusion of nations, or better say,
Yes, you can say that. Mm-hmm.
the fusion of nations. Maybe as we see, some countries have already rejected from their own currency.
Mm-hmm.
And started using, for example, euros,
Mm-hmm.
which is a common currency for many countries. So maybe that will be developing in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a good start. Very good start. I agree. I think we will have more global currencies, and perhaps our boundaries won't be so strong. People will still have pride in their nation, but perhaps will become more open-minded to other cultures and not necessarily believe that one is better than another. How about you, Ahmed? What do you think global politics will look like in 2035?
Well, I completely agree with your opinion about the world tend to be like a small village, and we have global economies, and we have maybe we have more what can I say, like I can say like we have more countries tend to be more democratic,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
now because nowadays all people can see what more people can in different countries who don't have democratist British or Politician, British, right? British can see other countries who have who they have democratist and people innate to freedoms, and they feel their decisions are important,
Mm-hmm.
and more people tend to participate in politics decision, and they
Yes.
will more people tend to vote,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Yes, I
we
agree.
have more democracies in the
Yes,
world.
more people will vote, and more people will become politically involved, and perhaps we will have more democracy and true democracy in other nations
Yeah.
without people having too much power. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see more countries have more democratic systems. So I think that you have a good point. That's great. There's a very good prediction. I certainly hope it comes true. And how about you, Jesus? What do you think will happen in terms of global politics in the year 2035?
Well, this is a topic that I don't know a lot of. I know I don't have preparation to talk about that.
Okay.
I think I can do I can say a mistake, but let me try to do something.
Okay, sure.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I think the global politician in the future will will be more inclusive for for all the countries. I think right now we have 8 countries, uh, and they manage all the politics, and they make the rule of how all how all the work have to be working. I think in the future will be more inclusive, like other countries, and
Mm-hmm.
we will have other potence, could be in Latin America or could be
Mm-hmm.
in Asia, better
Yes.
than China, making a big position in how the laws will be doing in the world.
Yes, that's very true. What we don't think about is how much the world can change based on who is producing, who has the largest economy. So for a long time, it was England. They controlled so much of the world. For a long time, the biggest power was the United States. Some people say that China is becoming the next big economy. So people say, no, we shouldn't learn English, we should learn Mandarin Chinese. So
It's almost
I don't
impossible.
think I don't think that's true. I don't think we should all learn Mandarin Chinese because, from my experience, Chinese people are trying to learn English.
They speak English.
They try, yeah. They some of them speak it very well. Some of them are still learning, but they will not make us learn Mandarin because they will probably all become fluent in English before everyone else in the world decides to take up Mandarin.
I mean,
And
um, it's very big. It's very difficult learn this kind of Asian language because we don't have the.
oh, you got muted, Jesus. Jesus, your sound is off. Is everyone has their sound off? Um,
Yeah.
okay, so you can turn it back on if you want to say something. Um, yes, that goes back to the language idea. We will all have more opportunities to to learn a foreign language, perhaps over the internet, but it still doesn't mean that they will become easier to learn. such as Chinese, you know, it's very difficult to learn. So most people would prefer to learn English, which is a lot less complex. It's a lot more simple than learning Mandarin Chinese. But if you weren't learning to speak English, what would you like to learn? So you can answer this question. What language would you speak if you didn't learn English? Anyone?
Okay. I will learn French if I will
French?
not. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I think, but I'm not sure. I think like uh, ledger. I mean Letterius, sorry, Letterius, uh, who like wrote novels, great
Mm-hmm.
novels.
Okay, so
Uh,
the literature?
yeah, literature,
Mm-hmm.
and because in French they have great novels and many uh, publisher release new like stories, and if
Mm-hmm.
someone who interesting in the uh, old lectures materials,
Mm-hmm.
especially in 18th centuries,
Yes, they do have a
will
lot.
yeah he will interesting to read
Yes,
and
definitely, and very good
these stories.
practice.
Yeah, and
So,
also like if we have translate these novels
mhm,
to our language, I think there is some we will lose the meaning of some words.
that's true.
It is not like read it in them language.
That's true. There's a very common phrase for that. When that happens in English, we say that something was lost in translation.
Yeah,
So when you translate from another language into your native language, something gets lost. Yes, just like the movie. So the name of that movie that Sofia Coppola directed, Lost in Translation, I think it refers to the fact that both of the characters are a bit lost and they're living abroad in Japan and they feel that they don't fully understand the life there. So that's a good point. So you can say, you know, if you are speaking in your native language and you want to say something in English, you know, something might get lost in translation because it has a specific meaning in your language.
yeah.
Okay, very good. Does anyone else want to weigh in about global politics? Hussein, do you have an opinion on global politics?
Uh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can talk maybe about a bit global politics and energy, Maureen, because
Okay.
I didn't say anything about it. Yeah.
Yes, please,
I
please.
think you said I think you said something about global politics. You said like maybe in the future there will no states. Maybe there will some regions like European Union. There will
Yes.
be no more nation states
Mhm.
like France, Germany, and I think I agree with that. Right now, currently there is a organization called UN, United Nations, as we know, and
Mhm.
they are trying to create a global state. It's a kind of global state, I think, because all the representatives of the states, all presidents of the states go there and they talk about everything about the world, and they are trying to come to a resolution
Mhm.
on politics. And maybe in the future there will be a state like that, which like there will be a state like European Union maybe,
Mhm.
and all the nation states can come together and they can work together, and the
Mhm.
people can agree on everything. Maybe they can discuss without fighting, like First World War and Second World War.
Mhm.
Maybe in the future there will be a state like that, and I think it's very possible. But I think the other states uh, should they have to improve their economy. They have to improve their democracy so create a like or
Mm-hmm. No, I
and
think
I
you're
think
right.
it's very possible. Yeah,
It's possible if we can somehow become
yeah,
more equal as countries. We'd have to become more equal before we could each come in. Yeah. So the trouble is that our system has always been, ever since we've had countries, there have been some countries that are more powerful than other countries. And that's not fair because it has nothing to do with the people, but it has everything to do with perhaps the economy of that country or their power and their armies and even their language. You know, some people speak about English being the, you know, the common language now. Everyone is learning English. And that means that we're coming to this perspective that that is the best way to communicate. But that has its own problem because it's related to the United States and the UK. And it doesn't take into account that more people in the world speak Chinese or Spanish or
yeah,
I'm not sure what the other, you know, but those are more common languages than English. Yet
yeah.
everyone chooses to try to
I think
run political meetings in English.
I think English
Did you
has
have more to say about that?
language. As you pointed out,
Mm-hmm.
yes, Maureen. I said I
Yes.
think English already because you said before
Mm-hmm.
the people will have to learn Chinese, Mandarin Chinese because as you said, all Chinese people are trying to learn. Has already become a universal language, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
is trying to learn English with the other people, with the other people from other
Mm-hmm.
parts of the world. Um,
Why do you think that English
I
is
think
becoming the common language?
uh,
Does anyone?
everybody is learning. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But why? What is it about English? I think it's because English is very simple in some ways, such as the
No, no,
grammar
I
is
don't
not
think
very
so.
difficult. And I
Maybe,
think that
maybe
there is a
in
lot
a
of,
yeah, I think it's because of history, and
yes.
right now it's the dominant language. It's like everybody is trying to learn English, and it makes English
Mm-hmm.
more universal.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true. I've noticed that
yeah,
a lot of people can get to a certain point in English where they can communicate and they can understand, but perhaps their English isn't very complex. So, yeah, Jesus says he studies German and Japanese. I've also studied German, and it's just like English, only a lot more complicated. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Yes, it's very similar, but English is almost like German if it was a little watered down. Have you any of you ever heard this phrase before, watered down?
Hmm.
Yeah, so
No.
it means when you have something like it comes from the idea of taking alcohol and pouring water into it to make it last longer, but in the end, it just doesn't have as much power. So a watered down version of something is something that's less complex or less strong. So English has is sort of a watered down version of German, in my opinion. And they come, from the same branch of languages, so it makes sense. But how about our last topic? Let's go on to, well, we didn't talk about energy as much as the other ones, or transport or work, but I'm interested in what you think the culture will be like. I don't think that television sets will still exist. I think everyone will watch every TV show on their computer or on their smartphone. That's what I think will happen. And so TVs and movies will be different. They'll be sort of geared towards people watching them one after another. And that kind of happens today. But I don't know if I could predict what will happen with music. So what do you think? Anyone?
And just I want to add one point about language, then I want to speak about this.
Sure.
About the language, like for in my opinion, like for English, like most scientific research both nowadays in English.
Yes.
So if who's like interested in scientific research and want to read the last release of research, we need to know like English.
Yes,
And also like
that is so true.
yeah, and also like if someone who know English and travel to any country, we easy to communicate with like educate people, because
Yes,
like English like is common language. If
yes,
you know it,
that's what happened to me. I traveled and I never got the chance to, well, I never really had much of a chance to practice any other language because everyone wanted to speak English.
But we're talking about consequences. All those scientific research papers or traveling where people use only English, these are consequences. It's not the reason.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's not the reason why English is widespread.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as for me, the reason for that is that English is pretty simple, because I also studied German, and it's much more complicated, especially because in the Russian language we don't have articles at all. And moreover, the gender, like for example, in the German language, the girl is like it, so it's not feminine and it's not muscular. It's das Mädchen, and in the Russian language, Mädchen or girl is actually feminine. So it's very complicated for me to learn all those articles and then to change them. So at least this point makes my life in German quite difficult. And as for English, I don't find it complicated. You just need to practice, and I think the majority of people who think that they speak not so well, I think they just lack practice. They don't have enough practice. That's all.
Yes, I agree with you, Sasha. That's why I like teaching on Verbling, because there's so many opportunities to practice that if you join classes, you can join the groups. You can learn so much about grammar and vocabulary just from speaking, and it helps to kind of lock in the words and the grammar that you've learned, because when you use it, you don't forget it. So I agree with you. Maybe that's something that will, that part of what we talked about when we said languages is that words will become less common and they will fall out of use. So perhaps because so many people are learning to speak English, and the English that they speak is becoming somewhat simplified or watered down, then perhaps we'll lose a lot about English that makes it so interesting. But I don't know about that. Guess we'll have to wait and see. So anyone else? Let's see, maybe Hussein, did you have any thoughts on culture?
On culture, we're talking about the five.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the rest of the world a lot, and teachers will, as we are, people will know.
Yes.
Like, for example,
Yes.
English people. Maybe if we talk about 1900, for example, a normal person from the United States most does not know, didn't know from a person from the Middle East.
Yes.
Talk to each other a lot. They can
Yes.
talk to each other a lot, and they can understand their cultures. And in 2035, I think all people on the world, even the little ones, even the maybe will be able to understand the other cultures, and yeah, I think they will know a lot about each right now. For
Yes, that's
example,
so true. That's
a lot of yeah, I say right now, for example, we are here, and one from Jordan, one from Turkey, one from I don't know, United States. I don't know. Yeah,
who, me?
and I
I'm
don't know.
from
Yeah.
we have one Mexican. Yeah, we have got a whole different group of people here.
Yeah. Yes. And I
I
think
think
in the
that's
future, yeah.
I think we will share more of our cultures with each other. For example, when I was very young, I never saw movies that came from other countries. But now, because of the internet and things like Netflix, I can watch a movie from India, I can watch a movie from Russia, I can watch a movie from France any day that I want. So I can learn about their culture. And I think that's what's going to make our countries come together. And that's why I do think we will have a more global world. Okay, so I'm going to wrap things up now. I'm going to end this topic for today. But thank you all for contributing, and thank you all for coming to my class. I appreciate it. So I'll try to have more topics like this for advanced practice, and you'll be able to get a chance to speak and get to know each other. And perhaps if you find a language partner on here, you can practice even more on your own. Okay? All right, I'm going to do my class next. I'm doing intermediate class now on prepositions, if you'd like to join for that. So I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, teacher.
Maureen. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.